I always wanted a simple life, but I don't think that was in the cards for me because the turn that my life took, the world that I started living in, was a very dangerous and violent world. My mother had a boyfriend that was beating on her, and I remember how that affected me. Me being young and thinking that I had to protect my mother. I went into the kitchen and I got a butcher knife. And I stabbed this individual in his leg about 7 times just to get him up off my mother. I didn't know the totality of the situation or the nature of their relationship to the fullest. But I knew that him putting his hands on her was wrong. I knew that. During that time, my mother got arrested for that. She pushed me out the way and she took the weight for the incident. When her fingerprints wasn't even on the knife, it was mine. But she wiped it off and she put her fingerprints on it. And she was out of my life for about 18 months. I didn't know where my mother was. I was about 8, 9 years old. I remember missing about 6 months of school because I didn't understand what was going on. Where was my mother, you know? To make a long story short, I became a product of the streets then. That's when it really initiated because I started hanging out on New York Boulevard, which is Guy Brewer now in Queens. And I started getting involved with all the hustlers. Everybody that was selling this or selling that, I was right up under them. They were nurturing me, so to speak, you know, making me into the person that I became at that time. I was selling drugs. I was extorting people. I had about 5 or 6 businesses that used to pay me on a weekly basis. I had money coming in from prostitution. I had a lot of women out on the track that were selling their bodies for me. I was getting, like I said, I was getting money through drugs. I even went into selling weapons at one time. Whatever I felt that was financially lucrative, I got involved with it. The streets were my life. The streets were my woman. The streets were my way of living. And I knew no other way. When I caught a bid in Baltimore, Maryland, I actually went to Morgan State College. I took up business management. If I wasn't so dumb and so stuck in my ways, you would probably be talking to a different individual now. I might be sitting in a room like this with different individuals on the board, and I'm directing everything. But unfortunately, it's not that way. I lost a woman that I love very much. She died right in front of me. Just like you standing there. We get out the car and they shot her in the head, trying to get to me. To today, I weep for her. I yearn for her. She's my only true love. When I was making money, she used to take the money and stash it. She taught me how to save. She never stole from me. And she always used the money wisely. We bought a house in Jamaica Estates before it was preferable for black people to be in that area. Beautiful house that overlooked the Throgneck Bridge. You know where that's at? Okay. Our house was the one that was the big house that was right on the corner where you could look down at the Throgneck Bridge, right there. With a 2-car garage, all that. All that happened when I was out in the 80s. And I watched this woman get killed right in front of me. How do you think that affected me? Well, let me put it to you this way. The name ICE became just that. I didn't care. I didn't care about a human life. I didn't care about a human being. I didn't care about nothing but making money. And if you got in my way, I'd get you out of my way by any means necessary. The homicide that I went to jail for, I actually didn't do. Now, I'm not going to say that I've never been violent. I'm not going to say that I've never hurt anyone. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is that if you come at me right. If you come at me, don't use false testimony, inconsistent testimony, lies to take away my life. Because that's what you did. I ended up doing 27 straight years for a crime I didn't commit. What was left of my youth, I spent in prison, man. It was a bitter pill to swallow. And I still haven't fully digested it yet. I was told 2 years before I came home that if I didn't get any tickets while I was in jail, any more tickets, if I stayed out of special housing, that they see no reason why I can't be released in 2015. When I got out of special housing, which is called SHU in prison, they sent me to Comstock. It's one of the roughest jails in the state of New York. Gang territory. Every clique that you could think of that existed in prison was in Comstock. This is what I'm being subjected to. These are the things I have to stay away from. I have to maintain a clear record with no tickets. It was hard for me to do, but I did it. I got a slip of paper that said I would be getting released in May 15th. Am I ready? You should have seen the dance I did in that cell. I started banging the walls and everything, man. I mean, I can't even think of a time that I was happier. I knew that it was going to be a hell of a transition because I've been away almost 30 years. I've accepted my change. I've accepted my transformation. And I've also accepted the fact that I'm never going back to jail for nothing. Just remember the person that's talking to you right now, okay? Remember that. Never mind him. He's dead. My name is James, not Ice.